Sharp tools make woodworking a doddle. They're predictive and work effortlessly. They put you in control. Touching up an edge is surprisingly, or not surprisingly, a lot like nipping for a Jimmy Riddle. It's a fairly common occurrence, usually quite inconvenient. It's heavily routine based and best mastered early on. There's also a few angles worth remembering. I think we could all agree, for the most part, that nipping for a piddle is fairly simple. It's just a case of very simple coordination and knowing when to do it. Sharpening's that simple too. Now, unlike having a slash, I always wish that I could give people who are struggling with woodwork one of my tools. You may realise that I'm not that great a woodworker. More that I'm pretty good at setting up a tool. You still can't blame your tools though. Just blame yourself for not setting the bloody things up right. A well set up, and more importantly, a sharp tool does a lot of the work for you. That's why it's a tool. But I wanted this series to show more than just how to get sharp. It's about grasping the reasons and why there are different methods, and optimising your sharpening approach to suit your favourite tools and ways of woodworking. This series is about the methods that I use, and you'll see how they've been adopted to suit modern hand tools alongside my more run-of-the-mill stuff. Getting sharp is essential in all work, but in the hand tool workshop we can sharpen as much in one day as others will in a month. This makes routine critical. And we also need to understand how our sharpening needs must vary throughout a project. Our tools are not just set up for the odd bit of smoothing. Our planes can take tremendous amounts of stuff off, followed very quickly by the need to joint an edge without any shoddy tear out. Different jobs require different approaches to sharp. Think of all the things you can do with a simple chisel, from mortising, dovetailing, putting a bloody point on a pencil. You can't expect your tool to work right if you're going to set it up the same for every job. So it's not just about getting the sharpest edge. We'll understand why we need varied approaches to sharpening, and the different ways for setting our edges to get the most from our work. Then we'll make sure we can maintain it all efficiently within our day-to-day workflow. The best thing about learning to sharpen though is that you don't have to commit weeks to it, only to sod the whole thing up. Much like that Jimmy Riddle. Cock it up, just wipe yourself down, crack on and try again. You'll soon get the hang of it. There's a lot being covered in this series. The whole thing's well over 3 hours long. It's not just about efficient sharpening, it's about efficient woodworking.